Hello, you two. Welcome to your session. My name's Erin. I'm going to be your family therapist for today. What are both of your names?
I'm Kiara, and this is my son, Daniel.
Hi.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you two. So I just want to go through a little bit because it is our first session, and it is family therapy because you're both in here, so it's a little bit different than individual therapy like you might have, heard of or seen before. So family therapy is going to be centered on, kind of better communication between you two, more so the system, what are the issues going on, what are some better communication techniques, kind of things like that. When there is more than one person in the room, we really need to be mindful about keeping this as a safe space. So kind of tone and volume issues.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really going to strive, and we'll take these issues as they come up, but let's try and not have a disrespectful tone with each other. That's kind of, we're all going to try and solve the problems here.
Mm-hmm.
No yelling, really try and avoid cutting someone off. It can be really triggering, if someone's saying something and you're really like don't like that. That happens to all of us, of course, but I just ask that we all let each other finish our sentence and then we can respond to it. So just being respectful. Does that sound okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Initially, in the first couple sessions, I just wanted to mention, it's really, especially if, even sometimes when the therapy session goes well, it's really tempting to go home and talk about it and be like, oh, that was interesting in therapy. Or like, hey, what did you mean by that? I caught that in therapy, but we were talking, so much comes up when you spend an hour dedicated to talking about a problem. Just for the first couple sessions, if you feel a certain way and want to ask questions, just write it down and then we'll talk about it next session.
Yeah.
Because we can backslide if we make progress here and then after you leave you guys start fighting and then we haven't developed the proper tools yet to solve those issues, and then there's then you're coming to therapy to talk to me about how you fight after therapy, and we'll just keep it the issue at hand if that sounds okay with you guys.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
Okay, perfect. Well, I guess the first question I have for you guys is, what brings you in today?
Well, my son, Daniel, he just doesn't listen to me, and I ask him to do chores around the house and he just refuses to do them. And it really is a struggle for me because I come home from work and it's long hour work days and he just hasn't done what I've asked of him. It's really hard, especially because I end up having to do it anyway. So it's not okay.
Mm-hmm. And Daniel, how would you describe why you two are coming in today?
Mom just gets really annoyed whenever I don't do the dishes, but it's not that big a deal. I have school and I'm busy and tired when I get home, so I want to play video games or I want to go talk to my friends and what is it? The dishes will get done. So I feel I don't know, Mom wants me to do something that's not that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a big deal. I think it is a big deal because I come home from somewhere too. And I think it's important because we both live in that house and, Daniel has to care for the house too. It's where he lives and we both have to collaborate together to do chores. It's not like I come home and do nothing either, so.
I mean, look, I did the laundry last week.
No, I mean, doing laundry once doesn't really constitute getting better. So what I want to do is work on him, understanding that I need help around the house sometimes. And I get wanting to come home and rest, but it's just, we have to work together is what I think.
Yeah, so I want to start off by asking, I think it's really important to clarify things, especially clarifying our expectations. Because when they're ambiguous, I need help around the home, sometimes one person thinks I'm meeting your expectations, and another person thinks, but you're not meeting my expectations. So I want to ask both of you, when you say you need help around the home and you're saying I do help around the home, what do we mean by that? Let's clarify all together here. How much help, how frequently, what specific chores? Does that sound like a good idea maybe, so that there's no ambiguous misunderstandings?
What I mean is washing the dishes, doing his laundry, maybe like sweeping around a bit. It's really, I don't think that much to ask for, but
So how often? Every day? Every week?
I'd say, I mean, I'd say dishes like every other day, and sweeping around when he sees like the floor is dirty, and his laundry, of course, like towards the end of the week. But some of it is very much just like I said, like you see your house and you care for it, so you do your chores. And of course, I'm the mom and I just want him to do what is asked of him. So
Mm-hmm. And Daniel, what do you think should be your contribution towards? And we can even track. I want to validate that you said you have school and you have other responsibilities. So, and you have responsibilities too. So, what I think might be a good exercise is let's just kind of look at your schedule and come up with a reasonable outcome altogether of maybe what times you maybe have time for chores. So, how many hours a week do you go to school or a day?
It's like an 8-hour day. I go like 7 in the morning and then I leave around like 3.
Okay, 7 to 3. And then how much time do you need to go to sleep? What's kind of your bedtime when you?
Like 2 a.m.
Oh wow, night out.
yeah, and he's supposed to be sleeping early, so
Listen, it's hard to fall asleep, okay? So I gotta like scroll on my phone and then like eventually I get tired, but like I can't just fall asleep, Mom.
but it's just not good to have phone time before bed. I've told you this over and over.
It's not that big a deal. It's just a phone, like, you know what I mean? All I'm doing is scrolling. It's like all dumb stuff, like I don't know, like Instagram or memes or like Tumblr.
Yeah. Well, before we look at reworking the schedule, I definitely would just want to get down what your schedule is. So we have 7 to 3 school, 2 a.m. is bedtime. Tell me about what happens between 3 and 2 a.m.
I eat food. Like, I don't know, sometimes I don't eat at school, so I'll go eat when I get home, and then I like play video games, and then I do like homework.
So how much time do you need to eat? Like food?
Like
things.
an hour.
1 hour, okay. And then how much time do you need for like leisure, would you say?
I guess it depends on the game. Like when I'm playing with like the boys, I usually.
No, I
like
totally
3
understand. I
hours.
know if you're doing ranked, if you just turn it off right away, you lose your
Oh, do you
positioning.
game?
A little bit. I know people that do game, and I'm not very good. I get shot immediately by other people, the first person shooter games. But I understand what you're saying for that. Would you say this is accurate that those games usually, depending how far you go in the ranked game, they usually take about 30-35 minutes per game?
I mean, when you say it like that, I was gonna say like a few hours.
Oh yeah, well I mean you could play like multiple matches. Like how many matches do you usually like to play?
Like 4.
4 matches. Okay, so that's about 2 hours then you'd say?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're really good, but that would mean you win every single one. So you take the full 30 minutes, so 2 hours should definitely cover it.
I've had a gamer therapist before.
Oh really? They're fun. I mean, I understand the appeal. We all have our guilty pleasures, right?
Yeah.
2 hours for game. Okay. So eating, gaming. How long does your homework take? I know it kind of varies, but ballpark.
Like 2 hours.
2 hours for the gaming. And that's it, right? Or do you have other things?
I mean, sometimes I talk to my friends, but like, I don't know, like call them or like we go on Skype.
Okay. How long would you say is?
I guess it depends. Sometimes I talk to them until 2 a.m. So like, I don't know, like an hour.
Okay, let's put 1 hour for talking with friends. So we're gonna add this all up from, so you have 11 hours here in between. And we only scheduled 6 hours, so it looks like you have maybe 5 hours of free play per se time. How much in that 6 hours would you say is reasonable to do chores? Because I know you had like a busy schedule. I just wanted to make sure that we have time and no one's asking anything unreasonable. from you. So now that we have that 6-hour figure,
You know, I guess it's just two of us, so like I don't know, like an hour.
an hour of cleaning,
Yeah.
helping out. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it doesn't take that long, is the
To do
thing.
the chores?
Yeah, so.
Oh, well, perfect. Then he is over delivering.
Yeah, that's the reason it's so upsetting, because it really doesn't take that long.
But I mean, like, I'll wash the dishes and then you'll pull them back out and be like, oh, this is clean. Or like, I'll go sweep and then you'll like pull like something off the ground and be like, well, this is still here. You know, like it's never really enough. I feel like
Mm.
I keep having to go in the back.
I mean, I've taught you a way to clean, and I think it's important that I, sometimes critique that, because, when you live in your own home, I want you to be able to, take care of your home, take care of your space, so that if anyone wants to come over, then it's clean.
Yeah, I don't know. Like my friends probably don't care. It's not that big a deal to them.
Their parents care.
I'm not friends with their parents.
Well, it sounds like what you're saying is you just she's just trying to give you, your mom, these valuable skills that you'll need as an adult. And you're 15, right?
Yeah.
Have you started dating yet?
No.
I will say that neat, clean things, it expands beyond like a male friend group. And as an adult, once you take on these future-oriented things, cleanliness, knowing how to clean, I think your mom's just trying to, maybe, if this is correct what you're saying, show you those skills that will yield you good results in the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess we don't really talk about dating.
Yeah, I don't really think it's appropriate, because I just want him to focus on, school right now.
Yeah.
But I can see where you're coming from.
So you mentioned that when he does clean, sometimes it's not in the way that you had shown, where the dishes are dirty or the sweeping was not done, in the manner that you wanted that to be done. Does that sound correct?
Right.
How do you feel about that, Daniel? Do you feel like that's accurate, or do you feel like you really did clean them? Or
I mean, I just don't feel like it's enough. I mean, I was the one who said it, but like, I didn't feel like it, like, like I'll do it and then she'll be like, you didn't even do it right. So like, even when I do it, it's not even right.
Okay, well, I know we kind of got a lot off our chest. This is just the first session, so most of it, is going to be kind of like bringing up the problem, and then we're going to look at skills to dissect how to combat it. But I wanted to ask each of you what you want, what your goal out of these sessions are.
I just want him to collaborate with me and be able to do chores once in a while. I mean, I feel that I don't ask for that much. But it's just, I understand he has school and he has friends and he wants to play his games, but I just, like we did right here, it would take like an hour or two max to complete all of that, and then I can come home and do dinner and do the rest of it, collaborating. So I'd want us to work towards being better at that.
Daniel, what do you want your goals out of this therapy to be? What should we focus on from your end of things?
Yeah. I just want mom to know, like, I don't want her to be always so, like, critical, like, oh, I didn't do this right, oh, I didn't do that right, like, or at least feel like, oh, I'm trying, like when I try even.
So maybe acknowledging your efforts to contribute to the household more. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like letting me know, like, oh, thank you for doing the dishes, I guess.
Okay, I think those are beautiful goals, and we can assess and reassess as we go through here. Maybe we even hit those goals, and then we want to come up with new ones, or if another issue does present, there's always room to learn as we go, sort of thing. But I think that's a great place to start, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you very much for coming in, and make sure not to talk too much, if not at all, about our therapy session. Just if you have a thought about it, write it down, and then we'll hit it next session, if that's okay with you guys.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Okay, see you next time.
What did you say? God damn, you think I don't clean now?
I regret bringing
I felt so bad because I was like, It's like, how do I justify this? Yeah, you're gonna critique me now. Sorry. I hope that was okay.
It's okay. I felt so mean though. I was like, this is not me in real life.
No, I know. I mean, here's the thing. I normally not like, oh, what they do. I'm more like I'm clinically depressed.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
gosh. I've like when I brought up dating, I was like, oh no, this was what I would say
I know it.
conversationally. If like stinky boys when they're like, I don't want to clean, what am I gonna use that for? And then the second I tell my brother like girls don't like stinky boys, he's like, they don't? It's like, no, of course not. Clean up your stuff. But I'm like, no, it's too far. Like
well, I got what you were going for, where I was like, I don't know if this is the age to be, or like, I think if they brought up the dating issue, like by the mom being like, well, I told him how, like, what is it, girls aren't gonna want to date you if you're
Yeah.
like a nasty little boy, not like that.
Yeah.
But the thing that was like weird is I was like, oh, that came out of nowhere.
yeah.
that was the where it's like we didn't talk
I
about
was
that.
trying to like be like a motivational interviewer, but I was like, no.
I don't even
doesn't
know.
fit
Yeah,
here.
I also think that part of it was in the back of my head. I was like, the problem here is like the son. I didn't want to. I felt bad because I was like, do I